Yo, what's going on, everybody? The Cool Geek here. I'm actually another video, and today I'm debating Godspeed. Yeah, I was supposed to get this video out the day I debated Momo, but that happened and I wanted to upload that first. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's get into it.
Alright, we're good to go. Connected for some stupid reason.
Oh, okay. Hi. So the debate is going to be Godspeed versus Cool Geek. Godspeed has Comp Hal Jordan. Cool Geek has both Comp Madara and Comp Obito. It's equalized hacks and equalized stats. Who would like to start first with their premise?
I'll start, I guess. Alright, so Spectre, my fault. Hal Jordan, you do understand he's used with the Spectre, right, Cool Geek?
Can you provide scans for that?
Sure. Oh yeah, I'm on push to talk.
Alright. I know the struggles of push to talk.
I'm posting these in official debate. Okay, Spectre is literally referred to as Mr. Jordan, or as meaning Hal Jordan, right? Like, you do understand that? Like, do you agree with that?
Wait, can you repeat that again?
Spectre in the scan I just posted in official debate is referred to as Mr. Jordan, as in Hal Jordan.
Okay.
And since he's fused with the Spectre, he would have access to all of his abilities. And
Wait, can you prove that? Has he shown all of, like, Spectre?
I mean, he literally became him, right? So what would be the
That doesn't mean he has all of his, like, memories and capabilities.
Why he doesn't need his memories to have his abilities, right?
You sure? I'm pretty sure if I lost my memory, I wouldn't be able to perform an armbar anymore.
That's not like a hacks. That's just a technique that that's like a physical technique.
Okay, why would hacks be any different?
Because Spectre didn't learn hacks, he was given to him. They were given to him by the presence. Since he was created by him, like I don't think I need to prove that he was created by the presence.
So wait, so is it just like built into his subconscious?
Yes. I mean, he was made by the presence.
Well, sure, but you can have things built into your conscious or your unconscious. You have to prove that it's his subconscious.
Do you want me to like prove he's connected to the presence, and that like the presence would just give him all his abilities, even if we go into the axiom that he doesn't have his memories? Was that like too fast, or? The Spectre is connected to the presence, and that he would give him that since he's connected to the presence would give him all hacks. Just even if we go under the axiom that he doesn't have his memories, and that for some reason would negate the fact that they would have these.
That was worded a bit weird. To be clear, I'm asking you to prove that he can use the abilities without, like, his memory, yes.
Yeah, I'm saying he's connected to the presence, and the presence gave him all these abilities.
Sure, like, prove the presence is somehow, like, passively giving him the knowledge of, like, all techniques at all times, even if he got his memory wiped. Yeah.
So hold on, let me show I'm connected to the presence.
Because, like, just because someone, like, creates a computer and then add software to it. Like after I bought my computer, I got VLS video editor, OBS recording software, and a few other softwares. If my computer were to get like wiped, it wouldn't be able to use the software anymore. So prove like Spectre's hacks would be
You do
different.
understand it's not being wiped, right? And Spectre, it doesn't work under the confines of your human computer, right? Like, that's kind of an appeal to reality.
No, you just have to. I'm not limiting it. I'm saying if you can prove that it works different than in real life, then it does.
That would be.
But
Hold on, hold on.
standard assumptions, Occam's razor, it would be the same.
Hold on. That would be a limitation. You're saying, oh, well, he, like, goes under the same, like, thought process or axioms that a computer does. I don't.
Unless
Like,
you can prove otherwise. I'm not limiting it because I'm directly telling you if you can prove it's different, then it is.
okay, hold on.
It just because this can't happen in real life means it can't happen in fiction no matter what you say. But I'm saying provide proof, then I believe you. Like it's not hard.
There you go. This scan proves that he's connected to the presence through the logo.
All right, let me read that real. All right, let me read that.
Alright, as long as this whole debate isn't just me proving his powers work, that'd be annoying. Can actually get in a.
Okay, so what is that supposed to?
That he's connected to the presence through via the logos, meaning that the presence, since he created him, would have provided all the hacks for him, and it's not through like memory or anything like that.
Okay, then how is it?
He literally just created him with those hacks.
I already gave the computer example. Can you give a different example how the Spectre would?
What do you mean? Give a different example, like in what fashion?
Okay, okay, wait. So Occam's razor, the least amount of assumptions is probably. Can you give a different way that is in series? Because unless you can give an in series explanation, then my real life explanation.
Well, you do understand that the Spectre created everything in the basic DC multiverse, right? This would include things like the anti-life equation, and the anti-life equation, once gained, can give you mind hacks, right? So he would have just created the mind hacks embedded into the anti-life and things of that nature.
Can you
This
provide
would mean that
scans?
the Spectre would. That the anti-life gives you mind hacks or
Mm,
something or what?
that the Spectre created everything in the
I
DC.
didn't the presence, not the specter.
Oh, the presence. Okay, well, can you prove that the presence gave the Spectre all the hacks in the DC?
I hate to interrupt, but I just want to make sure that we don't go into ad nauseum. So,
And do this for the entire debate, yeah.
to be clear, I'm not saying to move on from this point just yet. I'm just giving you both heads up. Don't.
Oh. I mean, I believe the specter stated to be the wrath of the presence or something like that, or an aspect of him.
Okay, that doesn't mean he has all of his hacks. Like, and also you'd need to provide scans for that.
I could probably find that. Hold on. As you can see, the presence did like held creation in his hands and everything.
Wait, can you repeat that?
The specter, the presence held creation in his hands, right? He meaning, right, that he created everything in that little ball that he's holding, right? That would include the source wall, the anti-life equation, the specter, magic, and all of those things, right? As they were all created by him. He literally holds creation that he created that are provided that he has, right?
Okay, so I don't think that just because the presence created like everything that he inherently gave the Spectre every single hack like that.
I'm going to kill myself.
All right, all right. How about this? Do you want to just leave this up to judgment and actually move on to win cons?
Thank God, please do. God, that's
Geek,
so
are
much
you in
fun.
agreement?
That's fine.
All right, let's
Jesus.
move on to actual win
Fuck.
cons. So
Okay.
this was like Godspeed trying to argue win con, so it's still technically like he hasn't provided one. So I'm going to allow him to go for a go. God.
There we go. Yeah, I'm on push talk. Sorry, Cyber. Spectre can create infinite clones, right? Infinite immortal clones. Hold on, let me get his immortality. He has statements of immortality, right? This would mean that all of his clones are also immortal along with him, right? And these clones are equal to him, I believe, in power. So it would be like Madara and Obito fighting a bunch of Madaras and a bunch of Obitos to an infinite scale. And Hold on, I believe even base Hal Jordan can create clones. Yes, Hal Jordan can create his own clone, right? So there would be a bunch of Hal Jordan clones running around, and then infinite Spectre clones. So, like, do you have a counter for this? How are they gonna deal with this?
Hold on, let me read your scans first.
Oh yeah, and these clones are stated to act with his full authority, meaning that they would be relative to him in power. As you can't be, as when there's like beings that are actually like out of Versal, you would need like out of Versal AP to
Remember
deal
equal
with them.
stats.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that they would have equal strength to him. Like, I'm not saying that they're gonna overpower his character.
All right, I'm about to read the last scan. Give me a sec. I read
The
slow.
green, the immortality one or the Green Lantern one?
The Green Lantern one.
Okay, I think he just makes. I think in that scan he summons around 20 of them. By the way, Green Lantern.
Okay, yeah. So it's clones that are equal to the user. Okay.
Yeah, fam. Do you want like what they're gonna do? Do you want to know what they're gonna do to your
Yeah.
character? Okay. They all have existence erasure, just casually. Like they can just snap their fingers and you're gone. And it does say that he's exploded into nothingness, so that would be his existence. And not just simple like molecule manipulation or anything like.
All right. I guess Cyber's happy.
That.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're gonna know after this debate. You're gonna know.
Bro, chill.
Damn, Godspeed, you have that energy, but you don't have that energy when me and Isk talk. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright, alright.
Alright,
What's up?
alright.
Yeah, Godspeed. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, Godspeed, keep that same energy when you lost her in betweener, buddy.
Yo, bro, I freaking slapped in between her. I don't want to hear it. He's garbage. I bodied him.
Yo, Angel, what if I train you to one-shot Godspeed?
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I already one-shot Godspeed anyways. It would be worse.
No, yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Geek, do you have any refutations?
Not yet. I wasn't even done reading the scan. I just had to get in on roasting Godspeed real quick.
Alright. The existence erasure one?
Yeah.
Alright. You can just read the yellow part where he has the green thingy. I think that's the existence erasure.
I think.
Shut up.
That's even.
Okay, so it's existence erasure. That's fine. All right, give me a minute. I have a counter to that.
Alright, so wait, your character can defend against infinite plus 20 clones while using existence. Well, infinite clones using
Infinite
existence
plus
erasure.
20. Infinite plus 20.
I mean, like, it's infinite, and then there's the Hal Jordan ones. So,
Yeah, infinite
I don't
plus
know what to
20.
call
Like,
them.
yeah, that.
Yeah,
What the fuck was
infinite
that?
specters, and then 20 Hal
Infinite
Jordans.
plus 20 is just, it's still infinite.
Refutations, please. Keep this on track.
No. Yes.
Godspeed, shut up.
This is like one of my weaker hacks. Leave me alone.
I'm just making this thumbnail right now, and I hear the stupidity coming out of your mouth.
Oh my god. Refuge.
Bro, chill, I'm scrolling. Looking for...
Cyber, how's your day?
That was my day. Besides a bit of drama earlier this morning, it's pretty.
For this video.
I need to organize my scans better. Cyber was right. Give me like a
Gary,
little
I
while.
know I was wrong. I messed up, but now you're gone.
When you realize how bad of a singer Godspeed is.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Freaking
Yeah, it
Spurg.
was Godspeed. It was Godspeed. Fucking
No, it
fag.
wasn't Spurg.
I mean, Godspeed. It's not that.
Damn. How you gonna do my boy like that?
I'll retract the statement when we get over.
Me and the boys waiting for Kubik to give his refutation.
Bro, chill.
But I don't
Just
know
because
why
I
this
take
takes so long.
just
I don't know
because
why.
I take 10,000 years to provide scans doesn't mean you get to pick on.
I think.
I don't know why
I
this
think
takes so
you give
long. Just Cougar, just all he has to say is proof a hacks is a hacks.
Prove that DC even exists.
What is DC? Can someone tell me that? What is DC?
Detective Comics.
So, Geek, do you have any counters?
Yeah, I do. I just found the scan. All right, so Madara and Obito also have existence erasure. So I'll just argue that Madara would counter like Hal Jordan's existence erasure with his own. That being the truth-seeking orbs. They were stated in the data book to like erase Kaguya's dimension.
Oh,
So
that's cute. You're gonna hold on. You're gonna act like Spectre doesn't have resistance. Hold on. Let me body you real.
Bro, my phone's autistic. Whenever I freaking do a debate, it'll like stop showing me the push to talk button. But no, I'm just saying, right, that like Madara would be able to like use the truth seeking orb as like a shield of existence erasure against like Spectre's truth
Spectre
like
has
existence.
resistance to existence erasure. Dark sides of mega beams didn't do shit. And they can erase people.
All right, cool. And another thing too, right, is like freaking like six paths level characters, or heck, just people with sage mode in general can like have resistance to the truth seeking orbs. But yeah,
I would just argue it's because of their higher attack potency. Like Naruto is just stronger than Madara, which is why his truth seeking orb didn't work.
I mean, like, even if it is because he's stronger, it's like okay, so you resisted existence erasure still. Like, even if
Yeah,
it's from
and then
someone weaker than you, it's still existence erasure.
our characters are equal, right? And we're going under the axiom that you only have resistance if you're more powerful. So you wouldn't have your resistance since you're not stronger than me. And plus, there's infinite of my character, and you have 6 orbs, and they're all doing it simultaneously, right?
Well, actually, Madara and I think Obito too have been shown to make truth-seeking orb like spheres around themselves to like
They have.
completely encapsulate themselves. Yeah.
Hasn't this gotten nagged by phasing? All right, hold on. It hasn't gotten nagged by Kamui, but hold on, let me just raffle stomp that point.
Oh, by the way, I think it's also important to point out that it's not just because Naruto was like stronger than Madara. Like base six paths mode, Naruto kicked away uh like six paths to Madara's like truth seeking orb, and like it wasn't like full Jubi Jinchuriki Madara, but if I remember correctly, it's the same one where Naruto's like shadow clones were swapping hands with Madara's limbo clones. So like it's not like Naruto was like stronger or anything.
I mean, he was stronger than that Madara. The Madara I'm referring to was the one-eyed one when he kicked away the truth ignore from Guy, and he was stronger than that Madara because he bukaked him right after he kicked it away. And my character's the boy Spectre. He can just phase through objects, and
Okay, but wait, hold up.
He'll
Uh,
just what?
yeah, but I was gonna say that also though the Naruto and like Madara I'm referring to, it's the not the one-eyed regular one, the one-eyed, or it might have been two. No, it was two-eyed. You're I was wrong. Hold up. It's the two-eyed one where he made 4 limbo clones, and then Naruto made like the shadow clones, and they were able to fight each other. Even though that Naruto's shadow clones also had like truth-seeking orbs and crap.
Yeah, they didn't like use them on him. I don't believe.
Well, either way, I can also just make the argument that people with six paths in jutsu cannot like be damaged by like other people that don't have six paths in jutsu, and all six paths
God,
senjutsu techniques.
that's not true.
Well,
That's
hold up,
not
hold up,
true.
hold up. I'm prefacing. Hold up, hold up. Wait. Hold up. Uh, t- uh. Oh yeah. So all like six paths senjutsu techniques are like they were stated to crap. Let me just address the guy thing. That's as far as like fireball jutsu, not taijutsu, because taijutsu from like guys a bit different. I was saying like particle style from like Anoki and stuff. Yeah, taijutsu was another thing,
That's because
but
they have the Renegon and they absorb.
well, no, that's not the same thing at all um, because like Pain, he would like I think it was the one with the I forgot what it's called, but the one with the like the missiles and lasers.
Yeah.
He was like about to get like he took a Chidori and got damaged.
Like dishonest because that path didn't have the absorption ability. So you can't really say, well, he didn't tank, he took it. He didn't just absorb it, right? He couldn't because he didn't have that power.
True, but hold up, like okay, sure, yeah, because okay, yeah, I see
Yeah,
what you
and
mean, but
Madara would have the full Renegon. So and he did literally Bukake Inoki and say, "Yo, you're retarded. Why did you just like try to hit me with ninjutsu? You know I have the Renegon."
Yeah, but that wasn't what I was referring to. I was referring to like when I think it was, who was it? Somebody like hit Jubito with like a regular attack and it did nothing. And then and then some I forget who it is, but
Wait, hold
someone
on,
said
hold
he
on.
was using
Are you trying to like argue Sasuke and Naruto?
no. Hold up. Who was this? Hold up. Let me find the scan. Give me a minute.
Are you referring to like the Rasen Amaterasu Shuriken? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't remember what attack it was, but it wasn't that one. I think it was an attack by one of the Kage, because if I remember correctly, it was Toby Rama that was saying he's using a style based off of light and shadow jutsu, all
What?
that reduces all jutsu to nothing. Here, let me find the scan like I was saying.
Okay, please do. I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get to like actually counter, but sure, you can do that, and then I'll just talk about my scans that I sent.
Okay, it was Hiruzen.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my god!
someone turn that echo off.
Please kill that, please. Okay, well, it was Hiruzen.
Yeah, okay, so it was in reference to the let me see, hold on, let me read this.
You mean those shuriken that he used?
Yeah, it is the sure.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so all right, so I guess going off of that, right? So Hiruzen like threw some shuriken or whatever at Obito, and then like Obito like countered the crap out.
He broke them. He just annihilated them. Like that's not him not being affected. That's him just destroying it. That's like saying that oh, I didn't get affected by this building falling on me, but I destroyed the building before it touched me. Like that those aren't the same thing. You
Yeah, I know.
understand that,
Hold
right?
up. So what I was saying
Okay.
is that in reference to the truth seeking orbs, right? It says that he he dang. Oh yeah, okay. So okay, so he says that he's using light and shadow and light technique that null all jutsu to nothing. Uh, Now that's referencing like the truth seeking orbs, because now this is the thing, right? So when Jubito like hit Hiruzen, I think he substituted out, but either way, he was saying that it negs the Edo Tensei regeneration, which would count as a jutsu, since the Edo Tensei itself is a jutsu.
So when that would that just hold on, would that just be like destroying their molecules? That's not exactly existence erasure because Hiruzen did survive, right? And if you're having your existence erased, you don't just tank that. You're dead or you're not. And right? And Minato got like his arms chopped off, or got one of his arms ripped off, and it would have just killed him on contact if it was existence erasure rather than
Not
something
necessarily.
like molecule manipulation.
Not necessarily, right? Because even in like not like even like earlier in the series, we see people's like um like souls, which shouldn't be um like a soul shouldn't be have a shape or anything, right? And like Hiruzen was able to cut Orochimaru's soul arms off.
That's because
So going off of like Naruto logic, his existence would be sort of like spread out over his body,
all
so
right,
to speak,
hold on.
right?
Those two
Um
those two things don't equate. Just because one thing doesn't make sense, like you're basing this, I'm assuming, off of reality. Like, oh well, in real life, souls don't have like a shape, but he cut like a part of
no,
his
I'm going
soul.
off of most of
I mean, there you do understand that like souls do have shape and
well,
function, right?
well, most of anime.
Hold
Well, I
on, hold
said
on.
most, right? I didn't say all of fiction. Yeah, I know some fictions
Actually, a
souls
lot of
have
fiction.
bodies, like
Hold on,
Naruto,
hold on,
right?
hold on.
That's a perfect example.
Actually, a lot of fiction. Marvel, Silver Surfer, Astral Projection. That's his soul. Green Lantern again with DC.
Hold up,
So
a lot. Hold on, because like I know there are a lot of characters, but a
You're forgetting
lot
Dragon Ball,
doesn't.
my friend.
whoa,
A
okay.
lot does not equal both.
Who keeps
Most.
doing
Sorry,
that?
a lot doesn't.
I don't know who doing that. All right, basically, Cool Geek.
It
I
was
just
He
took
beat.
was
out.
busy. He was
Hold on. I just
retarded
took
and
out
making it.
two of the biggest comic book not companies for like you saying, oh well, this isn't how this works in fiction. Fiction is
I
very
said most. You're hold up. You're straw manning me.
yeah. You
I
said
said most of
most, and I'm
fiction,
saying that
and
this
and you
isn't.
brought up like three verses. Yes, and I was about to say yeah. Just because it's like this in like a few verses, like you said, Marvel and DC. I can also bring up Seven Deadly Sins and a few different anime, right? So so I'm just saying in Naruto it's different than some
Than some other medium. Just you don't have to say most of fiction. That's blatantly wrong, right? So,
I
how
don't know that that's
in
blatantly
what are
wrong though.
you in what are you like comparing Naruto to
Um,
you with your logic? Because you
I
can't
do
say
think this
most of
is going
fiction.
into ad nauseum again. Do you get like? Are you fine with moving on in a
Yeah, sure. Um. Okay, so you you do understand like okay, what are you comparing Naruto to? Because you're saying, well, this isn't how it works in most of fiction. What are you comparing it to?
Oh, a lot of like random anime I've seen over the last couple years.
So you're saying this isn't how it works in random anime?
Yeah,
Okay, so wait, why would a random anime have bearing over Naruto? Or
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't because I was saying like if you brought up like because you brought up right if it like existence erases you,
yes,
it would existence erase all of you simultaneously.
yes.
But here's the thing: a truth-seeking orb will like attack a certain like part of like your body, soul, existence, etc. Right? So like if it touches this part of you, it erases it. Right? It doesn't erase all of you at like once, unless it's something like
That's just
say like
like
the
hold
expansive.
on, that's just molecule destruction. That's not existence.
Well,
Like
well,
existence is
I specifically
everything.
provided a scan. I don't know if you read it or not, but my scan specifically said it was going to erase the existence. Dimensions don't have molecules except for like the matter in them does, but like space does not have molecules.
I mean, I never said that. Okay, no, no, no. All right, let's not do that anymore. Um, well,
Molecules are important, Cyber.
now that I can finally provide my counter, now that you're done with your weird Naruto thing, I can just say that one of the infinite clones of Spectre is just gonna phase through your little dome and then seal you instantly.
Alright, prove that phasing that like
Already did. You didn't.
existence ball. Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't look. Yeah, he literally phases through Superman,
Alright, hold on. There's
and
like
he has
a
sealing.
few different scans. Which one is it?
The one where Superman punches him, that's the one where he phases.
Oh, I see.
And then the topic, I don't
Superman.
know
Like,
why they're out of order. The first one is him getting sealed. The last one is him being there just to show that he was the one sealing. And the middle one is the phasing. I don't know why it's out of order. It pisses me off.
Yeah, I feel your struggle. That happens to me all the time. I'll upload like 3 pictures and then they'll all be out of order. It's freaking retarded.
Yeah, but one of my infinite clones, which if any of these clones were to die, even though they're immortal, but like even if you like bypass their immortality somehow, they still wouldn't affect the real Spectre in any way.
By the way, not right now, but after I read these scans and like respond to it, can you like explain like and show scans for what type of
It
immortality it
says
is?
basic.
Because
All right, hold on. Let me look up which type of immortality.
all right, I'm gonna read these scans.
Ooh, Spectre has Chad immortality. Ooh, that's spicy immortality. Are you done reading the scans?
Not yet. I'm reading the
Oh.
part where like Spectre's like picking up Superman.
Bullying him. Yeah, that's Superman as a Chad. He literally boom tubed Darkseid to the source wall. But you know, Spectre got out of the source wall. So, you know. Spectre's big Chad. Boom. So, Cyber, how's your day been? Pretty.
At least at the moment, it's much better.
Finally getting this slaughter done. But, I mean, he's still reading, apparently. Like, he hasn't made it. Oh,
No, but he did
good?
ask you for the immortality
Yeah,
scan.
my connection's kind of.
Okay, yeah, I
Oh, you
read
want
those.
okay.
All right, so he was able to like phase Superman. Why would that work on like the truth-seeking orbs?
Like,
Like, yeah.
yeah, my bad. Someone was calling me. What did you say? Eek. Are
Yeah,
you?
yeah, bro, chill. My phone hid the push to talk button from me again. All right. So, All right, so I was saying, like, why would that work on the truth-seeking orbs? Because, like I said, the truth-seeking orbs have existed. Can like phase existence erasure.
I mean, I already showed he's like immune to it, right? So it's not like it's
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
kill
I'm just
him.
saying, like, proves that he can like
I know.
phase through it. Because just because he can like resist it doesn't mean
I mean,
he can like phase through
it's
the
just a
shield.
shield, right?
Essentially, not besides the.
Okay, then why can't he phase through a regular shield?
Okay, just because you can like phase through like
Objects.
resistant to existence erasure. Just because it won't kill you doesn't mean your phasing works on it.
All right, so like, why are you trying to? Just because something has an ability doesn't mean that it like is it. Like it's like it has like a causality or something like that. Like I don't like why are you trying to equate those two? Like let me give you an example. Let's say like I have what would be good here? I have like a shield and or not a shield, like a sword, and this sword can like has like conceptual erasure. Erasure. Bleh. Does that mean that like I can't block this or I can't like I don't know like break the sword because it's conceptual erasure? Like that does that do you understand what I'm trying to get
I
at?
mean, I know what you're saying, but I don't think that's an exact apples to apples comparison, right? So in this
Oh,
sort of scenario, right, it's not like the truth-seeking orb is like a basketball with existence erasure. This is literally a ball made of like existence erasing like energy. Like they're literally
I
called
mean,
like a ball of chaos in the data books.
why how would this chaos affect his phasing?
Well, okay, so my point was, so because they're like balls of like
Yeah.
existence erasure, why would your character be able to phase it just because it doesn't?
I mean it is like an object of matter and you haven't like explained why it being a ball of existence
It's
erasure
not matter.
affects
It
my
literally
character.
eats existence. Like it literally like was about to engulf Kaguya's dimension just by like expanding.
Yeah, but like how would that affect his phasing? Like can you prove it would affect his phasing in any fashion?
Proof would be on yes, but like that's like saying that because like like freaking my character has like genjutsu, but like it just inherently wouldn't work on your character without like explaining anything.
It would affect his phasing for me to be able to counter it. Would you agree?
That's not what I meant. I meant right.
Because like
If
wait, hold
my
on.
character
Because
has like
hold on. You are saying that it will affect his phasing
yeah,
so that he
but I
can't phase
told
through
you
it, right? But I'm
why?
asking
Because
you
it's literally a ball of existence erasure. Just like if
so
I said
explain
that like
why would it hold on.
genjutsu is mind hacks, and then you said, well, my character, how would it like affect my character's like brain? And then I because I told you it's mind hacks.
No. I'm asking you. I mean, my character isn't gonna be affected by your existence erasure, so that's not an apples to apples comparison, as you would say, right? Like it's completely different, and I do need like an explanation on why it would affect my character because you're saying it will, but there's no evidence that it would. You're just saying it would.
Okay, how does your character?
Right? So I would need.
How does your character's phasing work?
How do I believe he most likely just does it in the same fashion that I don't know like Flash or
Why?
Dimension does.
Why would he do it the same way? Why would he do it the same way Flash would? Like why?
I mean, it's just the least amount of assumptions, right? I didn't say the same. I said in a similar fashion.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, what does similar mean? Like, what do you
Like,
mean by it works in a similar fashion but not the same? The Flash's phasing works by vibrating his
Hold on. I said Flash and Green
Okay,
Lantern.
how does Green Lantern's phasing work?
In a similar way to like Flashes and probably Spectres. Like I would just like there's just there's like nothing to disprove or like prove otherwise, and the least amount of assumption is that it would just seem to work the same or similar to the abilities of other characters in the same universe. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but okay, so all right, so you're saying like just because they're in the same universe means their phasing is the same?
I mean, there is nothing to like prove that it would work extremely differently from the
Okay, well I
phasing.
can just bring up that's literally a ghost. His phasing is not the same as Flash's phasing. So those are two people in the
That's
same verse that.
intangibility, right? That's like that's like a byproduct of him being a ghost. That's
Well, hold on.
completely different.
Wait, what do you think intangibility is?
No. I'm saying that would be a different type of intangibility
Why?
because Flash isn't a ghost.
Okay, well, those are two different types of phasing. Why would you assume that Spectre's is one type over the other? Do you have any proof for that? Because there's literally two different kinds in his verse, and you said
I
they were
mean,
different. You,
he is being he. Hold on, he is being controlled by the Hal Jordan himself, right? And I did say he would somewhat equate to Hal
okay, but you
Jordan's
still haven't
phasing.
said what Hal Jordan's is. Does Hal Jordan have the phasing of a ghost? Like which one?
Let me see if I can find a scan.
All right.
I didn't realize you'll wear in V's.
Yeah, a few derails so far. This one I sense is a
Okay.
composite Hal Jordan versus composite Obito and Madara, equal stats and equal hacks.
I'm telling you guys, Cool Geeking and Godspeed are relative.
Wait, hold on. Why am I even? This is whatever.
Low balling.
Okay, I can explain how we got here.
I mean, it is derailing.
He could learn that.
It is derailing. Like, you didn't
I don't
really
think.
answer my question. No, hold on. You literally, like, I asked you a question, like a valid question, and then you started, like, asking me questions about phasing, right? When I literally, all I asked you is, how would your ability affect my hacks? Like, you didn't answer that question. You kind of just, like, dodged it and then tried to, like, move
Well,
on
no,
from
this
it.
point is relevant to that one. If your character's like, if you're claiming your character's like phasing will work on my truth seeking orbs, and I'm saying no, why, like
I
that,
mean,
I
I
don't
would
think
hold
so.
on. You didn't provide
Then it's
evidence.
important what.
Hold on. You didn't provide evidence for why no, right? So if you can't even provide evidence for why no, then I don't really have to provide evidence for why yes.
Well, okay, so here's why. Because like you're phasing, like whether or not my like truth seeking orb that it's phasing, I ask you, okay, well, what kind of phasing is it, so that I know whether or not my character can do anything.
Uh, just vibrating your dimensional frequency flash states. Who pinged me?
Who can still argue? Who can
Not right now. We're in the middle of a debate.
I'll answer that question right after. All right.
I
Cool
can
geek.
talk
I
about it?
provided my thing. Hold on. I can actually get my.
Dead VC.
LOL.
I already showed a scan and explained.
Okay, so you're
I don't know.
okay. So you're saying that Hal Jordan's phasing would be the same as Flash's, and not the.
Vibrating his dimension. Well, I believe Spectre is both, but he can use either or.
Okay, wait. Why would Spectre be?
I mean, he's literally like dead and like a ghost. So
Okay. All right then. I guess I'll try and like address both types of phasing. Then I guess I don't know.
sure,
All right.
modulating his dimensional frequency. Can your like shield defend against modulating dimensional frequency?
Oh yeah. Also, can you provide a verbatim like scan for like it's vibrating the dimensional frequency too?
He literally says it.
Wait, hold.
So it did already. Did you like not read the scan or
Hold up.
okay? Because he literally says that. By rapidly vibrating, I can modulate my dimensional frequency. You also never let me explain what types of immortality my character has.
Oh yeah, please do that.
After you counter this, I'll get back on track
All right.
and stop. Alright. Yeah.
Can you prove a phase?
Yeah. Shut.
All right. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. I can vibrate by rapidly vibrating. I can.
constructs.
I can modulate my dimensional frequency and become intangible.
Which
Okay.
one of y'all rats said that? Which one of y'all rats said that? Who's
Me
the rat?
pull
Tell
up
me who's
on
the rat.
Caesar versus
Yeah. Can rap.
All right. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Modulate my dimensional frequency. Can you explain what that means?
Let me let me Google it.
Yeah. Scan toxin big boy.
Big for no reason.
I mean, the only positive chance for them to actually.
Modulation is just multiplication or division.
Damn.
From what I got off
BD the
Google.
god himself, you clapped.
Alright, so like he's just gonna multiply or divide his dimensional frequency on your dome piece, and then you're gonna die.
Okay. Hold on. So So vibrating someone's so increasing someone's dimensional frequency.
That wouldn't upgrade their dimensional tier.
Why?
Even. I mean, frequency isn't tiering or existence. They're two completely different things.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna bring this up. Cyber, don't hate me. Cyber, don't hate me. So So if he increases someone's dimensional frequency, right, to make them move at a higher dimensional level, right,
Oh my god.
that would increase their well, not only their like speed, but also their AP because of the way that force works. Do you know how force works? Like, do
Are
you
you
know the
gonna?
force equation?
Okay, hold on. Whoa, buddy. Are you really gonna try to use the force equation to say that
Yeah.
Flash increases? You do understand that? Okay, appeal to reality. First of all, Flash isn't bound by the freaking like force equation.
Okay, can you prove that?
Okay.
Because like that's literally how the infinite mass punch works.
Why are you asking?
I mean, your name is literally Godspeed, so
Godspeed
I don't
isn't
Okay,
know.
Flash.
I know this is a formal. I mean, like trying to be a bit more professional. But are you both really going to argue this? Can you just move on to the next point?
I really don't want to, but Cool Geek's trying to
I
make
really
me. Fucking Spurg. I swear to God, man. This is why no one likes to debate you. Okay. Um.
Well, no, I'm just
Shut
asking
up, Will.
since this is going to someone into ad nauseum. Right? It's no, not that. It's just that Geek hasn't actually like given a win con. I know like the win con concurrently like this win, but I'm just saying, can you move on to the next phase of this? I guess.
Thank God. Okay. Do you want me to show my immortality now? Because I'm not arguing that retardation.
wait. So you can't just duck my point.
No,
I didn't
dude. It's ad
agree,
nauseum. It's ad nauseum.
bro. No, no, that's all.
It's ad
No, wait.
nauseum. It's ad nauseum.
You could
It's
just leave it up
What?
to me to judge. You could just leave it
Uh,
up to me to judge
It
if you
is ad
want
nauseum.
Just
whether
leave
or
it up
not
to the
his faith.
judges.
Can I show my immortality now?
Wait, Geek. Are you fine with leaving up the point for judgment in regards to like actually whether his character can bypass your barrier or not? With what he's presented
Oh
so
my
far.
God.
yeah,
Oh
sure. That's
God.
fine.
Okay. Okay. Can I show my immortality now?
For the record, I'm doing this to appease Cyber.
Yeah. Can I show my immortality?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
Ooh, Godspeed was scared of that point. Oh.
No, it's just retarded. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me get type
Sure, you can say.
5 and type 2. And type 2 immortality.
Okay, what is type 5 and type 2? I don't remember those.
To be beyond the concept of death and life, right? Is type 5, and type 2 is just to like be able to survive things that normal people would be able to survive.
Okay, I heard what you said type 2 was. Can you repeat type 5?
Being beyond the concept of life and death.
Oh, wait, I heard type 5. Can you repeat type 2? Sorry.
Okay, just being just being able to like survive things that normal like beings wouldn't be able to survive, like having your head chopped off.
Yeah, both of those. I need a little bit of time. All right, yeah, can you prove like Spectre has like both of those? Or Hal Jordan's?
There's type 5. Hold on, let me get.
You say that's type 2, not type 5.
You're a Spurg wave.
I think
There's type 2. Alright. You won't have any chances of killing me. Ah. I believe I do have type 8 in my. Nah. I won't use that.
decapitation.
Yo, shut up, Wave. Alright,
Prove
cool geek.
decapitation.
I sent my immortality.
Alright,
So,
go
like,
website. I'm gonna
you
read.
can't kill me. You can't kill me, boy. You can't kill me. I'm immortal. I'm 2 types of immortal. And infinite clones. All of existence erasure. And sealing. All at the same time. Even though I have more hacks. But,
Alright, that's.
alright, so I have double immortality. Sealing. What win con do you have? What is your win con?
Oh wait, you said your character. Wait, hold up. You said you have ceiling. Can you provide scans for that?
I already did.
Oh wait, which one?
Bro, you're smoking.
Well, I'm trying to address each of your points individually and then dissect them. So,
The
I
Dr. Fate one. The one I was complaining about them being out of order. I assume you didn't read those.
oh no, I thought you meant the this.
No. So I have sealing. I have. Nah, I'm not gonna use that.
I got hands on the rope.
Shut up. What's wrong with you? Talking about his hand. Reading.
Not yet. I just read a useless scan about like a planet dying or something.
Where? What? What are you talking about? Which one is that?
The one where it says Krashush and there's like a bunch of green stuff, like green lightning. Getting pretty bad, G. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
even
he's
tell that was
dead.
him.
Looking back,
Bro,
he's
chill.
dead. It's not that one. It's after the existence erasure resistance.
Oh, okay.
It's the one with Dr. Fate.
I
I swear to God, all of these cool geek debates always take 2 hours, and they really don't.
bro, chill.
For how long is
Strike.
it now?
Bruh, this man
You
said
guys could go to
2
your
hours.
if like Kuge gets a win con. If you
Yeah,
have
Cool Geek
that
needs a
video
win
game
con, then we can move on to conclusion.
He's still getting molested. He has no win con. He's just running for his life and
but
hiding
you don't
from
have no win cons either. You have like 5 and you got
retarded
counted.
too.
Hold on first. Okay. So where are we right now? Cool Geek, what are you doing?
I'm trying to
Literally,
find his the scan of like ceiling.
his character is literally in a hole in a box, literally running for his life because Spectre is bullying him. So he has to
Wait, that
hide.
weird like high like dimensional like thing.
He has to hide. What are you referring to? Which scan? Which scan are you looking
I
at?
think he's referring to the scan that you posted. You said that was that the like Spectre having some card things.
Dude, look.
Can you just repost the scan? That'll be way easier.
Here,
Look,
I can repost it for him.
do you see the scan of Spectre fighting Superman?
Yeah.
Literally,
Okay.
I don't understand. All right, 5-hour debates,
I
boys.
don't understand.
5-hour debates.
But we still need that WinCon. Coogie.
Yeah.
School Geek doesn't have yet, because I'm immortal.
I'm immortal.
Multiple types of immortal.
Yeah.
All right.
Prove that right now.
Cool Geek, do you have any refutations with anything, or do you want to move on to your WinCon?
Hold on, I haven't fully read the scan yet. I'm a really slow reader. Chill, stop bullying me for my reading speed, bro. Chill.
2-hour
It's
debates.
gonna take us
2-hour
like a
debates.
10 minutes.
It's gonna be a
Here it comes
freaking
later,
3-hour
ad nauseam.
debate.
Fodder reading speed.
Who's that rat? Who just spoke? It wasn't Wave. Which one of you rats was that?
No, Godspeed. Just forget it.
Yeah, I'm memeing.
This nigga retarded.
Shut up, Wave. I'm just so bored because he hasn't presented his WinCon, and he literally his character is running from mine. He's literally hiding.
Okay, so for the ceiling, all right, I see the scan. So I'm just gonna like say Madara has broken out of ceiling before.
When has he done this?
When he was fighting the Shinobi Alliance, Gaara like sealed him. He was like, "Man, we got Madara, guys," and then Madara
That was
used
a
his
wood
like
clone.
Susanoo and broke out.
That's a wood clone. That's not on the same. That's not the same at all. Like him sealing a wood clone, right, implies that he would have gotten sealed if he had gotten caught. And Spectre's
Look at the scan I just posted.
are already. Oh, he broke out of sand.
Grand Mausoleum seal. It was a literal
Yeah,
seal.
he broke out of the sand because he was stronger than Gaara.
Wait.
That's,
So hold up.
that ceiling depends on his AP.
Why?
If
It was never stated.
hold on, if Gaara was way stronger, right? Than Madara? Would Madara have broken out?
Probably. I don't know.
Why would he break out if Gaara is far superior to him in attack potency?
Because he can break out of seals. Like.
No, but would he have bypassed the sand, keeping him in there?
Well, I don't know how much the sand has anything to do with it. I mean,
No, right?
if we're saying like,
hold
is
on.
Madara stronger than sand? I
I'm
mean,
saying
he's stronger than sand.
You know how Gaara in the movie is like Momoshiki level?
What?
Alright, shut up.
No,
You know what I mean.
what are you talking
freaking
about? He's not Momo.
Alright, you're spurging. Alright, I literally meant that he held him for a few seconds, right?
So
Okay, right. So if Gaara is a being that can literally hold Momoshiki down,
he's not.
he literally did. What do you?
Well, he wasn't. I guess I should say.
Okay, he did, but I'm saying if he has the AP to hold down Momoshiki for a few seconds, do you think that Madara, who's way weaker than him, would have been able to break out?
Of a ceiling.
Out of
Yes,
ceiling or the sand at
possibly.
all?
Well, hold up, because there's a difference between Gaara holding someone with brute force and sealing them, There's
he's
nothing to
keeping them
imply
in there
Gar's
via
healing has
sand.
anything to do with brute
Hold on,
force.
he's keeping them in there because of the sand, right? Like he literally busted out of it with physical force.
Well, hold up. So, like, that's like saying if, like that would be the analogy of like if you lock someone in like a house and then like use some sort of like the chain.
I mean, Madara literally did break the chain just because he was stronger than Gaara.
Not just because he was stronger, because he his ceiling.
Oh no, Sasuke, Susanoo, whatever resistance to something to sealing. Right.
Well, they've never been sealed.
All right, then how about Obito? Hasn't Obito like attempted to been sealed or
Obito's never even used the Susanoo before.
yep, I'm retarded. But no, but like a character stronger than Gar, weaker than Gaara, have they gotten out of his ceiling?
Actually, this is the only time Gaara has. Well, no. This is the. Well, no, this is actually the only time anyone has broken out of Gaara's ceiling. The second time he's used it in total, because if I remember correctly, he used it against his father Rasa,
Yeah,
who
because
was being
Rasa was
controlled
weaker
by
than him.
Kabuto. Well,
Because Rasa was weaker than him.
I can also argue it was because he was being controlled by Kabuto, and just like how say
Hold on. Why would that make them weaker?
it doesn't. Like, I'm not arguing that that he was weaker. You're the one saying that if someone's like weaker, they're definitely gonna get got
I
by
mean,
the
he
seal.
did get
What I'm
sealed.
saying is, hold on. What I'm saying is that um when Kabuto was like using Nagato, he didn't remember all of Nagato's
Yeah.
abilities. So like I can just make the argument that like Rasa was like weaker. Well, does it matter? It was because he didn't have the access to any of his anti-sealing abilities because Kabuto didn't know they
Does
existed.
he?
Well, there's no.
Does he have? Hold on. Does he have anti-sealing abilities?
Not that I know of.
Then why are you trying to like say he didn't use an attack you don't even know he had if he had it
Well,
or
no,
not?
I'm saying because he didn't have any anti-sealing abilities. That's what I'm saying. Even if he had them, he wouldn't have been able to use them because Kabuto.
Yeah, but hold on. But Susanoo isn't an anti-sealing ability. He literally just busted out because he was stronger than Gaara.
Okay. I actually think this is ad nauseum because I said like why
Because of his
we've
raw
repeated the
power.
same thing like 3 times,
I'm saying it's because of his raw
and I'm
power.
saying there's nothing to prove.
Okay, move on from the
Well,
Madara sand thing, right? Like your
oh, by the way, by the way, Obito is getting sealed because you didn't provide any resistance to him, so he's dead.
Um, I mean, Madara could always save
Just
Obito.
go to conclusions.
Hold up, I don't.
I'm not allowing them to go to conclusions. God, I mean, he doesn't have a win con.
He would literally have to how would he save him? What do you mean?
Grab him and then break out of the seal, and then Obito will be there too.
Doesn't he
Like,
require
it's not that hard to comprehend.
like why? All right, so why would Spectre let him do that? Like he can still steal. He's not sealing them in sand.
Sure, but okay, so even if he seals them in a dimension, as long as Madara and Obito are in the same dimension, Madara could just like grab Obito and then just break
How would he
out of the
break out of
seal.
a dimension? Sand and
He can
dimensions
break
are
out of the
completely.
seal.
I mean, he's being sealed in a dimension, not sand.
Wait, so is it a seal or is it
It
just
is
him like
sealant.
being dropped in a dimension?
He's being sealed in a dimension.
Okay, well
Right.
he can just break the seal, keeping him in the dimension.
Why would he be able to do that? The sand is completely different from a dimension. Madara has only been able to is only shown being able to break out of sand seals and not dimension seals. Sealing hacks can be completely different. You do understand that, right? That's like saying that I can hold on. That's like saying I can resist mind reading. That means I can resist mind destruction. Those are two completely
Wait,
different things.
that's totally different. Hold up.
Those are two mind hacks, right? Would you agree those are two mind hacks?
Sure, yeah.
And they both attack the mind. They both enter or attack the mind.
Enter,
Okay, then why would that be different? And then yeah.
because applying a seal to to somebody, like why would the seals be different like that? Hold on.
Because one is being sealed in sand, like they're not being taken anywhere, they're just being put in sand and kept there, right? And the other is being sealed in a dimension.
Okay, what's the difference besides the
Like, do
medium?
you understand?
Because the locks should be all the same. Because, okay, so it's basically like the seal is just putting someone in a medium and then the seal is keeping them there. I know the sand and the dimension is different, but why? That's the medium.
Yeah.
Sure, the medium can be different, but why is the sort of lock keeping them in the medium different?
Because it would just be something foreign to Madara. He's never been sealed in a dimension.
Okay, but like I said, if we're arguing like BFR through like different dimension, that's different than sealing.
It's sealing.
Okay,
I
and
don't think you're.
that's what I'm
Hold on.
addressing it
I
under.
don't think you're understanding. I don't think you're understanding, right? Madara fighting someone weaker than him and breaking out of his seal, which is made of sand,
No,
is
it's not. What
completely
do you
different
know?
from Madara fighting someone equal to him, sealing him in a dimension.
Wait, hold on. The seal is not made of sand. He's sealing him in sand. You can like the markings of the seal literally crawl onto the sand to keep him there, right? It's not like the sand itself is a seal. That's not what's
I mean,
happening.
it is like the prison that keeps him in there. That is what, like, definitionally a seal.
No, the sand is just loose, right? The sand isn't say ultra like it's not like the sand itself doesn't keep him there, or else Gara would have just sand coffined him. Like, you know what
No,
sand coffin is?
that's completely different.
Sand coffin
Even if you want
is just him encasing.
sand coffin isn't. Yeah, Madara can break out of
Yeah, that's
sand.
why
Yeah.
Gara didn't use sand coffin. He used an actual sealing technique. Sand coffin is not a sealing technique.
No,
It's just
he used.
putting you in sand and like crushing you. If that's all Gara had to do, why
Gara wasn't. Gara did. Okay.
Okay, guys. This con. So, do you want to just wrap up this point,
What is your
finish
win
it up?
con? What is your
Yeah,
win con?
okay, that's fine.
What
Alright,
is it?
my win con is Shibaku Tensei,
What?
Madara, or Shibaku Tensei, Planetary Devastation.
What is that gonna do? He's intangible though. That's just rock, dude.
Alright, okay, wait, so, hold on. So,
Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's rocks, dude. He's just gonna phase through that, and there's infinite clones. How is he gonna trap all of them in there? And they can all phase. So even if he somehow trapped every one of them, infinite clones in there, he they
Hold on.
literally
Okay, so a couple things. That first. Second of all,
nine
well,
tails.
that's because he broke out.
Nine
Hold on,
tails.
hold on,
Nine
hold on,
tails
hold on.
broke
That's
out.
because he was massively stronger than Pain and just like muscled his way out, first of all. It's not like they were equals or
So wait, no,
anything.
you said they could not move with. You said they could not move, right?
Yes, if they're equal under the. I'm giving a
And on top,
comparison, right?
hold on top of that,
Yeah, by people that are stronger than the Chibaku Tensei. They have to be able to
hold on,
overcome
that's not
its
true.
GBD.
B, Naruto, and Itachi broke out, and like B and Naruto are fodder to Nagato. He clobbered them, both of them, at the same time, right? So you don't
Okay,
inherently
hold
have
on,
to be
hold on.
far superior to him. And there's not 3 specters, there's infinite specters.
Okay, hold on, because there's a few things about that, right? So the thing about B, Itachi, and Nagato, you said B and oh yeah, and Naruto. Sorry, yeah, B and Naruto were far inferior to Nagato, right? You didn't say anything about Itachi,
So
right? So
are you saying that Itachi is like infinitely superior?
no, you're misunderstanding,
What are
right?
you
I'm
arguing?
saying you'd have to overcome the gravitational binding energy of his planetoid, right? So you have to be stronger than however much energy he puts into the Shibaku Tensei, which in this case, if he puts all of his energy into the Shibaku Tensei per se, right? And then he'll make one capable of binding
So
Hal
that's
Jordan, which
hold
is
on.
equal to
Yeah,
him in this
one
case.
Hal Jordan is equal to him, not infinite, right? So like that's like fighting infinite clones that are all equal to you in power, and there's just you. You're not gonna win, even though you're equal to all of them, right? Like
Okay, hold on. So
he'll just be overpowered completely, and he'll be destroyed by infinite specters and Hal Jordans.
why would it be destroyed by how would like Spectre or Hal Jordan, whatever, like know how to get rid of the
They'll
Chibaku
see
Tensei?
a black ball in the sky and just blow it up or erase its existence.
Would that be in character though?
Yeah, Hal Jordan blows stuff up.
Provide scans for him blowing up some random freaking like
All right, hold on.
thing like
I am hit y'all. Bye.
That's kind of oofy. Like he'll literally just turn to salt and he'll be donezo. That'll be it.
So you're saying
He'll turn it to salt. Yes. And even if he would turn it to salt. Yes.
he would turn a gravity sphere into salt? Okay, wait. Has he ever shown the ability to turn a gravity sphere into salt? Because if he doesn't like turn the actual gravity sphere into salt, it doesn't matter that he's turning it to salt. Because if he just turns like the stones to salt, like who cares? It'll still stick to the gravity sphere and work all the same. Literally gravity sphere. If you can't somehow like get rid of like the gravity sphere, you can't get rid of the technique.
People that are equal to or stronger than him, like actual beings and to other things, right? Like he has transmutation.
Scans for that, but so like would he be able to no,
Debunk.
I'm giving you my win con.
Okay,
You're trying to debunk my win con right now.
No, you just said, well, you didn't provide scans, and I'm asking you if you want them.
Well, no, we're on a totally separate point right now. So, what would he do against Trabaku
He would
Tensei?
turn
Like,
it
can
to
he turn
salt.
it?
I already said
Okay,
that.
provide a scan of turning a gravity sphere into salt.
Why do I have to provide a gravity sphere specifically?
Because Trabaku Tensei is literally the creator making a black gravity sphere and
So like a black
releasing it
hole?
into the atmosphere. Pretty much, yeah. It's him releasing this gravity sphere into the air that makes like a bunch of things like cling to the gravity sphere and trapping all the enemies inside.
Hold on, let me see what I got.
Not to try and rush, but I do have to be gone by 6. So 5:41 my time. So like, could we wrap this up within 19 minutes or less? Yes, you could extend it. But...
Fuck out of here. Hell no. I refuse.
Okay.
Cheeks.
So you can stop. Shut up,
Chapter
Colin.
I'll help.
ever.
Bro, I know it's boring.
Was it God's?
His
Nah,
Godspeeds.
I'm just
He
like
was trying to.
refute that he's gonna use his gravity sphere, which means I can just stop time. Yeah, cool geek. I'm gonna stop time on you.
That scan real quick.
I believe that's the time.
This nigga got the best win con ever, and he just failed on it.
Yeah, I think that's the rest of the scan.
Lantern or something?
Versus
Comp Madara and Comp Obito.
Because how's it? Yeah, so he's just gonna. Yeah, shut up, Isk. This is why I'm undefeated on JoJo.
good Hal Jordan debater would have clapped me in the first like 30 seconds.
Damn, he
All right, so
on
are
you,
you a good
Godspeed.
Flash debater? Are you a good Flash debater? I already used time stop as my
Okay.
thing, and to my knowledge, Naruto characters don't have resistance to time stop, so they'll just get nagged. Head ass.
Godspeed, you're not.
Am I not ready?
No,
I can't
Not
comprehend
for
it.
what I.
you're fucking Chaku compared to like Beerus, but Cyber has plenty.
Oh my god.
You know what?
So
To heck with it, I'm gonna mention it now while Godspeed's looking for. Geek's looking. I was gonna ask you to debate Hashi. I know you're not gonna
what?
win. Wait. I know you're not gonna win, but you're currently undefeated in JoJo, right? So
Bro, yes.
he
Okay.
has
Hold on, I was wanting to take that. Come
No.
I'm not gonna have him steal the role. All I want him to do is like last a few minutes against Hashi and show himself.
No, I want to be the first to make
That's
him defeated in parts 3 through 5.
that's so gross, bro. Hashi's literally
Wait. Let me
steamroll
finish.
me.
Not gonna have you debate him just to lose. I'm gonna have you debate him so that way you can show your lead.
Oh, I
Wait,
could just debate Striker. What is wrong with you?
wait, I got something. Wait, Isk versus Godspeed. Whoever loses,
No.
they're out.
No.
Oh
I
boy,
don't like
let's.
any of this. I don't like any of this. What?
And we're
You want to do
prep
Caesar
Oh.
versus anybody in person?
Godspeed
Just shut
versus
up.
Hey, think about this, Godspeed. Think about this, Godspeed. If you last even a few minutes against
Okay, but I'm still gonna lose.
Cyber. I better
Godspeed.
not hear shit about you stealing Godspeed above me because of this feat.
that was a long time ago.
He's still gonna do it.
Wait, Godspeed, can you
Godspeed.
prove that time stop works on gravity?
What?
Wait, what?
He's asking if time stop works on gravity.
Oh no, he's about to pull Tuskak 4 on.
This is gonna be retarded. Alright, what do you mean by time stop working on
Okay,
gravity?
so I presented my Chibaku Tensei argument, and your counter was time stop. So,
Yeah.
like, the Chibaku Tensei works off of gravity pretty much. Like I explained it, it's basically a gravity sphere.
Hold on. Does it take time? Does it take time to pull in the rocks? Would you? Yes. Don't even. Yes, it does. Like what? I don't know. Like so. Yes, if I stop the flow of time, gravity will be negated, right? No rocks will be pulled in, and I'm just gonna body
Well,
your
hold
tail.
on. Because even if it takes time, quote unquote, for the rocks to be pulled in, you equated it to
Yeah,
hold
and
up.
I
Hold up.
stopped
You
time.
equated it to a black hole. Black holes warp space and time, so like it would just like distort the stop time. And if to like distort something, that means it, like you have to move it, right? Which means it would still like make everything cling to it.
That's a humongous appeal to reality, and I don't believe I asked you if it was basically like a black hole. I
And
didn't say it was a black hole, right? I meant a black hole in the sense that it pulls things in, right?
And hold up, it's only an appeal to reality fallacy if I say just because this is how it is in real life, that fiction cannot be different. I always tell you, unless you can prove it's different, then it does be like this. But I always tell you, prove it's different, and then I'll like move on.
So like you do understand that I never said that it was like equivocative to it was never I never said it was equivocative to a black hole. I just said it might be like one.
Can we like wrap this up within 2 minutes and I'm gonna make you both go to conclusion?
I'm trying to geek bring up this argument.
Bro, chill, I'm trying to win.
Alright, so it does take time, right? You do agree that it takes time to pull up rocks, and that I never said that it was equivocative to a black hole.
Well, you said basically a black hole. You didn't say exactly the same, but I mean, that's one of the properties of a black hole.
Yeah, if it's not exactly the same, then who are you to assume what I was implying?
Well, I mean, all of the properties, well, most of the properties are the same.
I mean, I did just elaborate on what I meant by basically, right? You do understand that?
Yeah, sure.
Yo, Cyber
And it has
literally just said
nothing.
he had to go. Can you like finish this and go to conclusion?
I'm trying to. Okay. All right. So
Just leave this phone to judge.
It does.
Stop. Everyone stop. Just leave this up to my judgment. I've already have several things that have been left up to me. Just leave this up to me. Both of you conclude.
Sure. My conclusion is that I have infinite clones, right? And all of these infinite clones can use the variety of hacks I provided, such as matter manipulation. I mean, not matter manipulation, transmutation, existence erasure, sealing, etc., to overwhelm your character, right? Your win con was that you were gonna use a gravity core. I already stated that since it's just rocks, that my character is just going to phase through your rocks and nullify that win con completely. I also stated that my character can stop time to negate this ability and defeat your characters. Well, both of them, right? At the same time, you also didn't really provide a defense for Obito getting sealed. You just said Madara would save him, which is odd.
Your conclusion?
Hold on, I'm not done yet. You just said Madara would.
I mean, that's pretty much. Wait a minute, I can't. Geek, well, why don't you go with your conclusion?
So, all right. So I think I won because like I basically like debunked like all of your win cons and I gave my gravity argument and he didn't like debunk like he didn't provide anything that would work on gravity.
Is that it? All right, this debate was retarded.
Here we go.
Geek, you lost. I'll explain why. Okay.
Oh shit.
This debate was
First,
retarded.
Godspeed.
You lost.
Godspeed. You're not immune to this either. I'm going to crucify you as women too.
All right.
All right.
Dumbass too.
All right.
No, that was the funniest judgment I've ever heard.
You know what? Let's start with Godspeed. Towards the latter end, you could have easily debunked his attempt at countering your ceiling, right? You also had plenty of other hacks I know you had.
I
that
know
you
I
could
have
have
power null. I didn't use it because I didn't want to.
I mean, but still, like, you used a lot of root. Chibaku Tensei, like sealing infinite clones. You did address that there was an infinite amount. You also even agree that it kind of like takes time to initiate, right? And you really didn't counter the time stop. Just saying that is the time stop working, like shown to work on gravity, right? Like within the scans he provided, it's basically like stopping time within that entire area, which will also include the gravity like being exerted by the Earth itself, right? So that already pretty much nags your counter. So the time stop does work.
I mean, to be fair, I did say that like since the Tribaku Tensei was like compared to a black hole that it could potentially like eat the time and like absorb it or whatever. But yeah, I
That's
get your
So he
crazy.
was gonna
But
eat
did
I mean, that
What?
is such an out there. Oh, okay. We can argue that later. Okay, back to like geeks. Your counter stays win cons, right? So your main one was the truth-seeking orbs barrier, right, against both of them.
yeah.
The issue lies in the fact that he already provided that his characters were immune, that Spectre specifically, right, tanked existence erasure, so he's pretty much resistant to it. He also showed the ability, with like him being incorporeal, right, to phase through things. So if he's already immune to existence erasure, at least since both of you are equal in power, right, and he can already phase, so he should be able to logically phase through, right. I will agree that he should have extrapolated a bit more on the flash variation of the phasing. Is basically the phasing that Spectre already has as a ghost, and his like already having immunity to existence erasure provided with the scan regarding Darkseid. So then we have to move on to his like actual ability. So you never addressed that your characters had like physical resistance to like existence erasure themselves beyond the barrier of the truth-seeking orb. So considering that his character has existence erasure and would be able to phase through the barriers, both of your characters would die to the clones. Sealing, you did try an attempt to basically prove that Moderate can resist sealing, right? It's just, I feel like Godspeed could have easily extrapolated a bit more that basically what his character was doing was not just like sealing, but it was BFR, right? And the kind of sealing different in nature than for the BFR. I'm surprised you didn't bring up Kamui.
Well, yeah, but that's because he said that it was only sealing. Like I had specifically asked him, like, so if it was like BFR2, that would be different. And then he specifically said, no, it's only sealing. And I was like, okay, well, this is how Moderate
Well,
would
that's why I said
That's
why I said
because I
Godspeed could have
mind hacked you,
extrapolated.
you idiot.
That's why I said Godspeed could have extrapolated on that mole. Finally, you never provided any counters for transmutation. He did bring up that his character can turn other beings into salt. So he had three ways, arguably two, to kill off your character or incapacitate him. Well, you had nothing with the Chibaku Tensei regarding.
I like salt in my chips, man.
There's also a thing that his character is incorporable, right? Is phasing as a ghost. So you never addressed basically the Chibaku Tensei working and like neutralizing characters that would be of that nature.
Yeah, I know. I forgot.
He did bring that up. He did bring that up as a counter to the Chibaku Tensei as well. So overall, Geek, you lost. Godspeed. You need to get better with your rhetoric and your extrapolation.
I'm not debating Hashi though. That's retarded. I'm gonna get clapped up.
Yeah, I forgot about he made the ghost argument.
We'll find. Bro, he did make the ghost argument.
Yeah, I know. I was saying I forgot that he made the argument. I was so distracted by the Flash when I totally forgot about
the Wrath of Spectre.
This would be more like part 4, the Murmur of Spectre, but.
All right, Godspeed, let's go. I'll take the rat versus Pullman.
Dude, shut up.
Bruh, no, this is chapter 4, the shitty chapter.
Shut up, LaFlame. No,
we could set up something another time. Anyway, I gotta go.
I was so
actually, no, something's going down in another server I'm in, so they'll be there.
Which server?
Cool Geek.
It started in Paris, but now it's in the neutral.
Alright, give me a sec. Yeah, I'll probably debate Godspeed again when I get up.
Bro, that was